Alrighty, mic check, mic check, mic check. And let's go ahead and get on in here. Howdy, y'all. It's me. It's been a while, hasn't it? I didn't intend for it to take this long to get back to stream. I even had like a Jump King thumbnail and everything made, so we're gonna do that at some point soonish. It's just some things came up, but I missed y'all. Hi, how's your weekend going? So yeah, hey, I couldn't decide if I wanted to do Jump King or anything tonight. I'm really tired right now, so I figured we'd go with the old standby. We're gonna be doing this a lot this week. 6.3 hits on Tuesday, so that will be streamed here on the channel, probably when the servers go up. But I wanted to get a little prep work done and just really more than anything, just try and remember how to play Red Mage, because it has been a little bit. I've been leveling one of my alts. She's a Sage. Sorry, I've got with this new microphone, I don't really know like where where to put the thing. But yeah, so I've got to like relearn everything because I've been playing Sage so much. And yeah, playing her's been a lot of fun. She's primarily an RP character, but RP is all about the glams, right? So I've been trying to get up through Endwalker. I just did this Thancred. So I'm making progress. I should be able to get it done sometime this week. But yeah, primarily an RP character. So I've been playing her a lot through the MSQ, but haven't really had a chance to touch Kyra here in a while, and I kind of miss it. So I didn't really have any plans for anything specific tonight. The other thing is playing with this other character and going to all these RP venues again and everything after so long away. I mean, I really have not like role played in months. Seriously role played or anything like that. And I've been having a blast with this other character, but there are a ton of items, man, that they have added to this game that I did not know existed. Not necessarily glams or anything like that, but housing items. I mentioned the past couple of streams that I've been kind of thinking about maybe redoing my house at some point, just because the layout's just very hard to work with. There's definitely a way I could make it, a little bit more open, a little bit more spacious, but yeah, there are like a billion different like housing items that I had no idea they have added in. Let me see if I can find a couple of them here that I was really looking forward to. There was a new waterfall that's I think it's made by Goldsmiths, and it looks really cool. I think I could have a lot of fun with it. I just don't know how much it's going to set me back on this character. If you're talking about $1 million a piece, I'll probably have to hold off. It'd be easier for me to just level up my goldsmith and learn how to do it from there. But yeah, that was one of the big things, was the here we go, indoor oriental waterfall. And apparently it doesn't cost like hardly anything, so okay, we'll load up on a few of those, shall we? Let's start with 4 for now. I really did not expect it to be that cheap. Maybe it's because it's super popular. It is Balmung, so these kind of waterfalls, they tend to take up a lot of real estate on our server. But very cool item that I had no idea existed, and I think it's going to change the game for what I want to do for my venue. I haven't planned the whole venue quite yet, but I'm starting to get some decent ideas from looking around and visiting some other venues. But yeah, this waterfall is really cool. So if I can find a way to make it work, I think that's going to be a pretty nice addition here. Where am I at in my storage? Okay. It's going to take me a long time to kind of redo everything, and I had to go back the other day and relearn how to glitch all of the furniture. That was the whole process. I have to like relearn it every time that I redo something. I think I ended up getting on this other character like the last free apartment in Balmung. It is in Foundation, which is kind of nice, but it literally, I think, was the last free one, and I don't know how in the world there was one even open. But going back and trying to redo her apartment, it reminded me of how difficult it is to really redo your home. So yeah, we'll be redoing this at some point, make it a little bit more open, make it a little bit more spacious for people to come in and say hi, that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, aside from that, I didn't really have like a ton of plans or anything like that. It'll probably be a shorter stream, maybe I don't know, an hour or so. But I've mentioned a billion times that I think the thing that I'm most excited about is going to be Aglaya, right? So that's what we're gonna do. Is get ready for the new Alliance raid by rerunning the old Alliance raid, depending on how long it takes. Um, I didn't really do a whole lot with Moogle Tombs. I might run a couple dungeons or something along those lines just to have something to do on stream, something easy. Again, to kind of get back into the rhythm of Red Mage. It shouldn't take too long for me to get back into it. Of anything that I play, I think that's probably the easiest, right? But it'll be a nice like relearning experience, and I can always use the coins. We'll probably need those at some point in the future. But yeah, I hope you guys are having fun and having a good weekend. I hope you're ready for 6.3. Again, that's Tuesday, and they said completion time is subject to change, so there's not really any world first stuff going on with it. No one's gonna rush world first Alliance raid. So yeah, we might get up a little bit earlier. Once they have everything kind of settled and the servers are settled, we'll go live here. It'll probably be a at server launch stream for us, but we will be streaming it. I'm not gonna do any 6.3 stuff without you guys here. But beyond that, like I said, just been trying to get some real life stuff done and hang out and just kind of enjoy getting back into it. It's been a while since I've like really played Final Fantasy XIV as my primary game. Again, I just like switching it up for the channel and trying some new things and that kind of stuff. So it's been a nice experience. Roleplay is always one of those really easy things to get back into, to just kind of pick up and get back into the feel of it. And God knows I've got enough ults to keep doing that for a while. But I just really wanted a Sage Glam, but it really frustrated me when I remembered that the Sage AF, like the iconic Sage AF, isn't until level 90. Like that's the Endwalker AF. Here I was like trying to rush to the end of Shadowbringers, right? Thinking I would get my cool glam. No, it looks exactly the same as your starter gear, right? But thankfully, I mean, Endwalker won't take that much longer to kind of breeze through on her. Just skipping the cutscenes. I've seen them all. The only cutscenes I really watch, really have to sit and rewatch on my playthroughs on alts are going to be the end of Shadowbringers, of course, the showdown with Emet-Selch, and then once we get to the end of Endwalker, gotta watch the final battle cutscenes and everything, right? some of the best in gaming, in my opinion. But yeah, we've got a lot of good stuff to look forward to, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen in 6.3. The hype's kind of building more than I thought it would as it gets a little bit closer. And it's still the same stuff. It's still mostly the Alliance raid. Like, the MSQ it's cool to me, but it's not necessarily, like, as hyped to me as the Alliance raid. But who knows, it's one of those things, and they always get me on that, as I always say, MSQ's kind of whatever. I'm curious, but, new story, not really a lot of stingers to go on or anything. And then once I actually start playing it, it's like, oh... okay. I am curious what's going on with Zero, and obviously I really want to know what's going on with the dungeon and all of that, but it'll be fun either way. We never really have a bad time with FF14 here. But yeah, we've got so much to do this year. I wanted to I wanted to start the year off right. That didn't go off too well. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna stream every day and have a good time, and then just stuff hit. So I basically started off my year talking to absolutely no one except whoever is taking my order at the drive-thru. Like that's my only social interaction that I've had with my voice since New Year's. So if it sounds a little scratchy, I'm sorry. I'm not sick or anything like that. I just literally have not talked to anyone for like a week. So yeah, that's one of the big reasons I wanted to do kind of a nice guerrilla stream tonight. Like I said, nothing super serious. Just hop in, do the Alliance raid, get back into the rhythm of it. Maybe get a bit of crafting done. I guess maybe not. I really didn't expect those waterfalls to be that cheap, so who knows as far as that goes. But yeah, I miss streaming. I miss you guys. I wanted to check in and make sure everyone's doing okay, having a good start to the year. And yeah, just kind of see what everyone's looking forward to. The Something Awful Game of the Year thread had their list posted today, the big countdown and everything. It was a lot of fun. Number one was Elden Ring by a ridiculous margin. Like, apparently, if you added up the points for games like 5 through 2, they still would not have overcome Elden Ring. And usually Something Awful, the games forum, usually goes for stuff a little bit outside the box. There's actually a goon that made Pentiment, and that was the number 2. He goes by the name of Rope Kid, and I guess that's Josh Sawyer. And yeah, he's a goon. So yeah, that was kind of cool to see. A home field advantage there on that one. But yeah, it was good to see the countdown list, and at this point it's going to be a matter of just seeing what's coming up for 2023. I think my personal top one is going to be Armored Core 6. It would be Final Fantasy 16 more than likely, but it sounds like it's only going to be PlayStation exclusive for the first year. So I'm out on that one. No, I'll get it when they get it ported to PC, I guess. So yeah, you got that. You got Breath of the Wild 2 coming out. That's obviously going to be a pretty big one. And then who knows what's going to happen with 14. We got FanFest coming up, and you never know. You never know. They're obviously going to announce a new expansion, but it's always hard to guess when the actual release date for it's going to be. But Endwalker's been out longer than you think. I mean, by the end of this year, we should have 6.5. If you time everything out. So who knows? You could be seeing the next expansion next February. It'd be wild, but stranger things have happened. So yeah, it's going to be a good year for games. I'm feeling excited for it, and hopefully I'll be able to share it with you guys and have a good time streaming it, assuming my PC holds up. Everything about this thing I'm pretty confident on, except for the power supply. So that might be on the agenda at some point. All right, let's see. I've already forgotten my opener. That's not a good sign. Thankfully, we don't have like an actual tiered raid coming up, so it's a little less pressure. But you know me, I like to stay competitive in my ways. Good news is, if I do decide to switch back over to Sage, I've got that going for me. Unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna make the PvP series mount. I was really thinking about gunning for it, but there's no way I can finish like 200 something matches by the end of the weekend. That's just, it's too much for me. Way too much. There we go. All right, see, I'm already feeling it. It's just trying to remember the mechanics and talk at the same time, but I feel like I'm getting back into my rotation at least. There we go. That's going to be the hardest part for me, is doing the streaming and playing at the same time. I mean, you guys know me. Usually I feel like I do okay at it, but it's one of those things where it doesn't really take too long to get out of practice if you're not careful. Okay, and combo. Yeah, we're doing all right. I am really curious what's going to happen with the Alliance raid. You know, there were some comments on my reaction video, which thanks a ton for watching. By the way, I'm happy that it looks like reaction videos are still a good old staple for us, huh? But yeah, there was some speculation on who some of the people are showing up in the video. I think one of the comments was saying, "Hey, the that's on me. That's me being dumb." But yeah, the gladiator-looking chick might be Halone, which yeah, I could see that absolutely. We'll find out on Tuesday, I guess. There we go. Yeah, it makes sense. You know, when you're doing those reaction videos, if you guys aren't used to, like, actually creating them, like, there's just so much going on, and, like, you've got to react to it and, you know, play it up a bit for the camera, that kind of thing, that you kind of can't take time to really look at the small details going on. So I probably just completely missed it. But, you know, going back and watch the VOD, you know, you can take a look and see, okay, how many players are, like, in the arena during this scene, that kind of thing. And it does look like she is going to be part of the Alliance raid, so yeah, it really wouldn't surprise me if that is Halone. But, you know, they could throw some curveballs at us. There we go. I did see the high-def look at the new gear. The new gear looks fantastic. A+. You know, it's been a couple of tiers since I've been, like, really excited for the gear. But so far the 12 have had really, really good gear. I mean, you guys know me, I'm pretty picky about my red mage stuff, so I pretty much judge everything on, hey, would my red mage wear this, right? Do I have any characters that would wear it? But I think the next set, absolutely would. So we'll have to see how lucky we get on Tuesday. We'll have to see if maybe we get it on our first try, shall we? Okay. Okay, so it's gonna go that way. There's this gonna get hit. Got it. Looks like we should be good here. Yeah, the gear looks absolutely fantastic. And I'm not as super excited about the actual, like, Savage tier. I wasn't super impressed with the last tier either. I mean, hey, it's cool they got the glowy stuff going on now. But it's not really my style. A little too grimdark for me, but yeah, the 12, good stuff. Alrighty. Oh, we got a couple legends with us. Alright, we should be okay. Oh yeah, this guy, my T here. Make sure I can even keep this up for an hour. Alright, he's not too bad. I just gotta, like, remember the quarter turns and everything. And that one. There we go. Alright. It has been very, very wild going through the content as purely a healer. I think this might be the first time I've ever done an entire playthrough as nothing but a healer. And so far it hasn't been too bad. You know, I have done a couple with trusts just to cut the anxiety or whatnot. But it's been an experience. You know, now that I've hit Endwalker, let's just say this. If you guys are a tank, first of all, please use Rampart. That's not like an emergency oh shit button. Rampart is a part of your rotation. It is a required button if you're going to do big pulls. Please, please, for the love of God, use Rampart. That's number one. Second of all, the first couple of dungeons of a new expansion are always a little bit more difficult. And you can't really just go in wall pulling like you're used to if you don't have the gear to keep it up. This is especially true in Endwalker. And it is especially true in the final two rooms of the first two dungeons. Don't go into the first dungeon, see a bunch of mobs that are called Hypertunes, and think, hey, I've already got 6 guys on me, we can pull these last 2 and just round it up to 8. It doesn't work like that. Not for those first 2 dungeons. So yeah, that's been my experience so far. Leveling my healers. It amazes me that there are as many tanks as there are that don't have Rampart on their buttons. Or more common, they do have it on their buttons, but it's not part of their rotation, and they literally press it only 3 times in an entire dungeon. And it's not where you think it should be. It's always on, like, the boss or something. It's not when they pull, 12 to 15 mooks around them, right? Yeah, so Sage has been rough at points, not gonna lie. I've had a lot of fun with it, but it's been a little eye-opening leveling purely as a healer, for sure. Okay, where's he gonna go? Okay, fire. But, I mean, overall, it hasn't been too bad. I'd say it's maybe like 20% of my groups leveling up. It's not a lot. It's noticeable. It's definitely more than I thought it would be, but it's not like it's like every dungeon or anything like that. And I think a lot of it is also, I'm kind of, I'm a bit old school at the game. I've been playing this a while, so I kind of know where the pain points normally are for a lot of these dungeons. I know about the last 2 rooms of these dungeons, right? I've experienced them plenty of times, so I kind of expect them to a certain point. When it comes to dealing with tanks, it's just most of the time I'm DPS, so it's just kind of like slightly annoying. Or I might have to do some emergency raises, which just makes me feel like more of a badass to begin with, right? But it's definitely a little bit harder when it's your job to keep everyone alive, and you feel like you're gonna end up taking the blame for it. I haven't had anyone toxic over it, thankfully. We just kind of like slow down or just silently judge each other, I guess. You can feel the judgment, but they aren't open about it, at least. But yeah, it's been rough, and it's the dungeons you normally think they would be. Doma Castle's another big one. Doma, I don't know why. That first room, the first couple of pulls are probably a few of the hardest pulls of the entire Stormblood expansion. In my opinion, anyways. And yeah, they haven't really gotten any easier. It's still very, very noticeable when you go into Doma. The tanks are either under-geared or just don't know what to expect. I think that's really about the only, like, really bad one when it comes to Stormblood. I don't really remember having too many other issues. I mean, when it got to Shisui, our tank was just outright like, hey, we're gonna pull the entire second room at once. And he did, and we did fine. It really wasn't too bad. Experienced tank, knew what they were doing. We didn't have any issues. But man, Doma Castle, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just tuned badly or what's going on with it, but it's always to this day, one of the bigger dungeons with issues. Yeah, now I get to experience it all over again with Endwalker, though. One more dungeon down. The other dungeons after the second one really aren't too big of an issue. By then, I think most people are kind of geared up, or maybe they've just, I don't know, maybe they balanced the later dungeons a little bit better. But the hyper-tuned in the first two dungeons are just rough. You know, if it wasn't a fresh character, it wouldn't be an issue, you know, even though some of them are level synced, it's still not too bad. Your accessories and some of your substats can still help out quite a bit. I think I messed up my my rotation there. That's okay. We'll be fine. There we go. Back to it, back to it. Feeling pretty. Okay. Gotta do this last one over here. See, it's only taken me, like, what, 4 months of this to realize that there are those, the gravity balls at the end of his fingertips. And that's, like, the tell on which one to go. I dare. I dare. Yeah, it's always like the easiest mechanics that I don't notice for almost an entire patch, right? That's just how it is sometimes. It do be like that. And the thing is, like, I notice them. It's just always too late, and then I immediately forget until the next time I run this. Like, I'll run down the wrong finger, and I'll be standing next to the gravity ball being like, huh, that doesn't look too good. But I don't really move because I'm like, I'm geared, I can take it. And then I end up, like, falling off the finger or whatever. Right. Okay. Hey, these guys I can line up, that's nice. Hey, we did it. Look at that, beautiful. Thankfully, everyone here's pretty geared at this point, so there's not a whole lot of issues with the DPS itself. We're kind of breezing through this. The last couple times I've done it, I don't know if it was just because I did them on like a Monday night. You know, the old Monday 2 chest, right? But the last couple times, it was, it's not like we were ever in danger of dying or anything, but it just took forever to kill everything. You know, again, I don't know if it was just people weren't geared or running alt jobs or what. But yeah, this group's pretty solid. You know, you can kind of tell, like, by how far a lot of these bosses get into their rotations on how well the group's doing. Yeah, Rogger died really fast. So I'm pretty okay with it. Usually he lasts a little bit longer past the finger balls, right? All right, we'll see how we do here. All right, Azima, what you got? Let's see if we can beat her by the time she does the second, like, giant ball toss. You guys know the one. I don't even want to know what my numbers are like this this time around. Being this out of practice, I'm sure someone's got it, but I'll just leave it to my imagination. Hope for the best. For her, it's gonna take me a little bit of time to kind of remember the mechanics. You know, I'd like to get her down. Hopefully, not too far into the triangle mechanic, the one where she throws you around. It's not like it's a hard mechanic. It's just It kind of ruins the flow a little bit. I like trying to get her down before she does most of that if we can. Okay. But I'm feeling good. Feeling good with my rotation at this point. Oh yeah, and then she's got the one that she does the ball toss and then immediately goes into that solar wings. I think it's a ball toss that she's doing. There we go. Be fine. Don't gotta get all the way against the wall. Alright. Yeah, hopefully by the time Tuesday rolls around, I'll be kind of back into the rhythm of it, so it doesn't look so scuffed. It'll be fun. I like doing these new dungeons. I like doing these new raids, reacting to them as they happen. You know, it's a lot of fun. It's fun to stream, and I've had so many, you know, experiences in the game where I wish I had been streaming and just didn't. Basically all as Shadowbringers, since I didn't quite know what I was doing back then. I wish I had all of that figured out by then. I regret probably more than anything else not having. Oh, there we go. The fleeting spark. That's the one. Not having Shadowbringers reactions on in my VODs, right? So yeah, I do really like it. It's a lot of fun doing it. Getting up there, you know, saying basically everything without thinking, and doing a very bad job of guessing like the lore. Say, oh, is it this track? And then someone in YouTube comments like, no, actually, no, it's from the remastered PlayStation version of FF4 Crystal Chronicles. You will clearly hear this. There we go. But I mean, that's fun. Like I said, oh, we didn't get her down quite that fast. This happens like way earlier than I remember it. Okay. Oh, that's fine. Whatever. We'll deal. Alright, so I'm going to be moving right. Got it. Alrighty. Thankfully, you only have to move in one direction. Once you know if it's right or left, you don't really have to think about the second shift all that much, right? But yeah, it's fun to get on there and just kind of think about stuff off the cuff and be very bad at it. Like, I like to pride myself on generally knowing a fair amount about like what's going on. But when you're streaming it and everything's kind of happening all at once, it's a little bit different in the moment. You know, you gotta come up with the content, I guess. But you know, those mistakes can be content in themselves in a way. It wouldn't be YouTube without backseaters, right? Thank God I didn't finish Elden Ring. Like, I know that was like the big streamer game for a long time, and I probably should have tried streaming it a little bit more. Oh God, the backseating in that game was awful. Like, watching other streamers, I had to turn off chat. People were just unbearable when it comes to Souls games. Like, man, just let people play how they want. There we go. I remembered this time. Hey, look at that. I am learning. It takes a lot to put some wrinkles in these smooth brains, but they'll happen eventually. I really thought Solar Wings was a lot faster of a cast than it is, too. Alright, here we go. So thankfully we should be able to escape some of this other stuff, right? Yeah. Rip those guys. There we go. We'll save my mana. I wouldn't be able to get a full combo in there. All right, anything good? That's pretty, but I think I might already have it. Do I already have it? Nah, it doesn't show me my glamour dresser here. Yeah, that's fine. There's no limit anymore. We can come back and get it some other time, huh? But yeah, the other big content that I'm really excited about is going to be the new PvP. New Crystal and Conflict map. I am sad that I didn't finish this season, but new map will put some of that spark back into it. You know, I never really did get a chance to go back through and watch the VOD of the live letter. Did they show what the mount is going to be for the next season? You know, if it's something good, if it looks cool, maybe. You know, this one, the dragon wasn't like a super big need for me, since I've already finished the crafting turn-ins. So I've got the cooler version of it. But yeah, if it's something cool next time, yeah, I'll hop back in there. That'll be a good one to stream. Alrighty. I'm just gonna follow everyone else. I can't remember which is which. Here we go. As above, so below. Isn't that a horror movie? I think I remember that as a big title. Alright. Speaking of, did you guys watch the trailer for the new Evil Dead Rise? I'm interested. You know, they're going more straight horror with the remakes. Which I'm not sure how I feel about it. You know, I know that's what Sam Raimi originally had, like, way back in the day, during the first one, right? And, like, it was a super low budget and very, very grittily made horror movie. But everything after, with Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, has just become so iconic that, I don't know, it doesn't necessarily feel like Evil Dead to me if it doesn't have just the kind of silly humor, right? And Bruce Campbell running around. I mean, I liked the remake. I thought Jane Levy did a good job, and you know, it was scary. You know, it was definitely gross, but it didn't necessarily like feel like Evil Dead to me. Okay, we're going over here. They are, so that's what I'm gonna do. Hey, how about that? They did it. Thank you, shepherds, for leading your flock. Alright. Alright, he doesn't turn around this time. It'd be nice to get some new gear, though. I feel like I haven't really worked on Kyra all that much at all. Or, well, really since the first tier. You know, I didn't really raid at all for this tier, so I've been kind of missing out when it comes to the old grind, right? There we go. Alright, these will be just straight across. Yeah, who knows? You know, I kind of do want to hop back into it. You know, I do get super burned out of the old Party Finder grind after a while, but I do have a lot of fun with it once I get over that anxiety and actually hop back into it. You know, and it'll come back down to really what the bosses are like. I think maybe this tier, I just also was, you know, I wasn't super into most of the bosses. They were fun enough on normal. They weren't something that I felt like I desperately wanted to see the Savage Mode versions of. You know, the first tier was a lot of fun. I mean, granted, it did start out having, like, a static back then, so it was a little bit different. There we go. Alright. Hey. Get away for that one. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. You know, I've been getting that itch again. I've been wanting to hop back into the raiding scene. Yeah, it definitely feels like I haven't had a whole lot in terms of like gearing. And the other thing is like when you don't have the Savage tier stuff to look forward to, like if you're not actively trying to grind out that gear, it's very, very easy to just kind of like not have anything to do. Like there's definitely a wealth of content and a lot of things I could be doing. You know, leveling some of those alt jobs and whatnot. But it wasn't a super high priority for me. So at least if I have new Savage gear to look forward to, then that'll give me an excuse to like maybe spend my time doing you know, some of the other side content and whatnot outside of those raids too, because it encourages me to stay on Kyra for a little bit and purposely go out of my way to try and find stuff to do. All right. Metallic gold, the old reliable. There we go. Well, I think it's safe to say that our come on over here, guys. There you go. I think it's safe to say that our alliance has the heavy hitter so far. All right. Oh man, but yeah. Aside from the roleplay and whatnot, like I said, it's been mostly just kind of hanging back and just enjoying the new year in my own way, outside of, you know, fixing a bunch of things. I ended up watching all of Alice in Borderlands. Finally finished that. Fantastic. I wasn't sure what was going on during the finale, but I think they did a pretty good job with it. And there's still a stinger in case, you know, something should happen in the future. I don't think it will. I think, you know, this series has done a pretty good job as it is. I think it's kind of... They don't necessarily need to add another season, but, you know, who knows if Netflix liked it enough, and who knows what they're doing nowadays. So you could see it back. I wouldn't complain if it does happen. Here we go. And then the other thing is, tomorrow is the series finale of my favorite show. I've been talking about it a billion times, and you guys need to watch it because it's fantastic. But Alchemy of Souls. Let me tell you, the Hong sisters are two of the best writers in television right now, and they are also two of the most absolutely terrifying. I won't go into it if you have not watched it yet. But the way that they ended the second to last episode, the episode that aired today, I've got some words. So please, please watch Alchemy of Souls, because I desperately need people to talk about it with. I need to talk about it with someone. I'm begging here. Hey, Red Mages. Good job, everyone. Yay. Oh, I don't have Pilgrimage yet. That's kind of a surprise. Got the Gnawed car, and I don't have a Wind-Up Azima. That's... Wow. I really have not run this all that much, have I? Wait, oh, okay, no, it's got the check mark. There we go. Well, you know, I'll stay for the Orchestrion roll, why not? Oh. Yeah, it's been a lot of Netflix. Not as many movies. There really hasn't been a whole lot that I've wanted to see. Like, have you guys? Did you guys end up going to see Avatar? I've I obviously keep up with the box office news and everything, right? But I don't know anyone that's actually gone to see it. Like, I think maybe a couple people in one of the big discords that I go to. That's really about it. Like, no one really. It's making all of this money, but no one's really talking about it. What's it about? Like what is Avatar even about at this point? It's like, I don't know. It's just one of James Cameron's things. You know, all of his movies, no matter what, have to make a lot of money. But like Avatar is really the first one of his movies that I can't remember a single thing about it. I really can't. And I don't know anything about the second one. I haven't really seen very many previews for it. The trailers don't really pop up on my YouTube recommends all that much. So yeah, it's just like a black hole. It's making a bunch of money, and it seems like it's the kind of movie where you're actively forgetting it as you watch it. It's the weirdest thing, and I don't know why. Because James Cameron movies, I mean, a lot of James Cameron movies are iconic. I mean, you got Terminator 2, Aliens, Titanic, obviously. He does some really good work. It's just his obsession with this Avatar thing, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the deal is. So yeah, if you guys have watched it, do you remember anything about it? Can you tell me what it's about? Because apparently Disney sure can't. All right, so what are we doing now? Do we want to hop over to the quicksand? Do we want to see what's going on? How things are going over there? Like I said, I'm exhausted, man. It's been rough. That's the other thing, is just my sleep schedule's been all over the place, right? So I want to do at least some kind of stream, some kind of gorilla stream, come in and say hi. Like I said, I miss doing this. I like doing it. It's so much fun. It gives me something to do while I'm playing games that I would have been playing anyways. So yeah, it's been too long. I'll try not to go another week without notice. Yeah, it's just life happens sometimes, especially this time of year. It's, one of those cases. But all of it should be, taken care of at this point. So I'm not super concerned going forward. Obviously, when we start doing Jump King will be a lot longer stream. I need the babe. I need the babe. That's really what it comes down to, is I need the babe. But yeah, I'll come up with a nice Zatsu stream for those, and have some fun. Those might be like more overnight. We'll see what my sleep schedule's like at that point. Is that Quaint Trails? Yeah, that's Quaint Trails. Who knows at this point? I don't. People saying, "Oh, what's your schedule?" It's like, I don't even know, man. It changes every day. It's that time of year. I don't know. The weather's all over the place. It's super cold, and now it's been super nice the past couple of days. So yeah, I need to get back onto a regular schedule for you guys, and have some stuff actually prepped and ready. But yeah, it was fun running that, and we'll be doing this obviously on Tuesday. So that'll be Tuesday at 2 a.m. Oh, should be 2 a.m. Pacific at the latest, I think. Depends on the servers. It'll be the same as always. I'll put the notice up, and it'll be set for 2 a.m. But if servers go up a little bit early, we might go up a little bit early. I'm never sure about streaming right as servers go live, partially because of server stability. You never know how it's going to go. But the other thing is, it's just so hard to find people watching. Everyone else is playing. Like, why would you watch me when the servers go up at 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever, wherever you are, right? If you're up at that time looking for Final Fantasy XIV content, you're probably playing Final Fantasy XIV. But we'll see. I mean, who knows? You know, with my sleep the way that it is right now, we might hold off until the afternoon, let everyone do the content, have their fun, and then come in and do it. I think that's what we did last patch, and honestly, it wasn't too bad. I feel like, you know, we had a few more viewers and had a good time just kind of hanging out. You know, people, ooh, yeah, at that part yet. You know, the need for suffering that that draws all FF14 viewers. I saw Regis Altair started playing it, but it's gonna take him a while. He doesn't seem to stream super long. So you know, going through Shadowbringers at only 2 hours at a time, it's gonna be a while. I mean, it took me 23 hours skipping cutscenes this last playthrough. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit, let alone to the end of Endwalker. But it is nice that it seems like he's enjoying it. I know he played it before, but it's always good to have the big names getting back into 14. And apparently he was already a pretty big fan beforehand. So yes, yes, please come play the critically acclaimed MMO FF14. All right, let's send these retainers back out on adventure, and then I gotta go to bed. I can't keep it up. But yeah, Tuesday will be fun. You know, that'll be the big stream this week. Like I said, Jump King at some point. I don't really have like a set day or anything like that. Like I said, I made the thumbnail before everything like went nuts, so that'll be fun. Playing that finally after watching Calliope stream it stream it so many times. Like, she's the reason I wanted to play it. Hey, not bad. I could use that somewhere maybe. That's a keeper for now. But we'll see. It's one of those games that it always looks like, hey, I could do that. Why do they make this look so hard? And then you get into it and it's like, oh, whoops, my hubris got to me again. So I'm excited to finally feel the hubris myself. But that'll be fun. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or Monday. Tuesday for sure, FF14. I don't know if it'll be when servers come up. That's the plan for right now, but we'll take it as it comes. Same as always, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and whenever I put up the 6.3 stream, you guys will know. And then probably finish out FF6 at some point. We need to get moving on. You know, I'm ready to be done with FF6. It's been a lot of fun. I played it a billion times, though. I'm ready to move on to the PlayStation era. So yeah, we'll finish that within the next 2 weeks and start moving on to FF7. So that's kind of the game plan for now. I say these things, you know, things happen. Sleep happens. A lot of sleep happens. We'll just roll with it. That's what we do here, right? But yeah, we'll end our night here at the old quicksand. Saturday night at the quicksand. Come on down. You never know what you'll see. You'll never forget what you see. That's the Baldmon Quicksand, everybody. But thanks a ton for watching. Like I said, I'll try not to go another week without streaming. But I'm glad you guys came in and stopped by. I'm glad you had fun. Hope you guys have fun the rest of your weekend and have a safe start to your New Year's. But with that said, take care, have a good night, and I'll see you next time.